I was out of touch with Ray for about 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
So I'm glad other people had him. I felt like I was going to lose him for 30 years. So I made these 2 boards, and I felt really self-conscious about it because there's lots of pictures of me in them, and I didn't want it to be about me, but and I saved all these letters that he wrote to me. For decades I've saved them, and I went and found them after David told me. It was very hard to find them. I had too much stuff stored away. And so I was torn. I was like, am I putting myself up front, or am I showing like the beauty of this man who like wrote all these, like that's all his handwriting. Yes. And like the letters inside, if I pull them open, like they're amazing. Like he's so like rich and deep and on and loving. And we loved doing photo shoots together. So to me, I hope you accept that I'm in them, but this is like the grandeur of the Tim. Oh my God. Yes. He's so grand. So, and what a treasure to know your family and to know you. Like, you guys are like amazing. Like whatever, you were amazing, and it was great to be in your home and know your mother and your father. It was easier to know your mother. Yeah. And your father was quiet. Right. Your made up for it.
Yeah. So true.
So
true.
Let's see. What am I going to do here?
I love those letters.
And he was like, so this is his artwork here. Like that's his like,
and that's what
doodling.
Yes.
You know? So that's partly why I put them up. Like that's just what he poured, and
yes.
Obviously everybody knows that, what he pours into people.
Yes.
Jen, what are the years for all this? What are the years?
Well, I think, you know, I bounced out of Binghamton up to Syracuse. He followed me.
Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, it's not that far apart.
No.
So somewhere in there, this is Goth House, where he lived with me, and we had Goth House. Yes. We were Goth House together, really. And we even carved into the cement. And then I left at some point, went back to Farm to Market Road to my sisters, and then I went to Greece, and he was writing to me and this friend of ours, Cleo, who lives in Greece, he loves. And then I eventually bounced out to San Francisco. We were still keeping up. And then at some point, around here, is email. So that's the end of letters, is when we have email. I didn't print out the emails.
No, that's right.
But once upon a time, as so many of us know, long before email,
that's right.
You wrote letters saying, I love you, contact me. You didn't know when you were going to hear back. But that's just how we lived and loved, and it worked.
That's right.
Yeah, it was amazing. And
I wish I could find one. Missy, I was telling you, like, I was trying to find a doodle pad because we would sit and doodle all the time as kids and draw mazes and make each other. My father like try to see who could beat the other person, not get through the maze. But he would say, Vicki, let's pick a corner of an envelope or a piece of paper and just fill it with all abstract design. I mean, his took off a lot more than mine, but I wish I could find the envelopes. I was trying to tell people they were pieces of art. You didn't even want to touch the envelope. But this is you keeping this amazing.
Yeah, like this here's him. You can tell it's starting in a corner, and there we go.
Yeah.
So, and Colleen had commented on his artwork too. We were hoping to find some.
Yeah.
So, I guess I just want to be like, Raymond! Hey, baby! You knew this was coming. Feel like I said, I and probably others have been wondering when this moment would come for a long time. And we definitely took pictures in cemeteries, we romanticized our death, we were dramatic for decades. Many of us are. So here we are, and
I, when it comes down to it, did not know what I would say at your funeral. Because we have already said it our whole lives, like how much we love each other and how much we all mean to each other. We danced, we cried, we shrieked, we laughed, and we bled our eyeliner into rivers. Or at least back then. You are a magical child, Raymond. You're an amazing, brilliant creature. Fire and passion. You were perfect. You were perfect. I think I want to read two things. I don't think they'll be too long and too stiff. One is Zen and one is from the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Because we're at your funeral and we're going to be a little bit dramatic, darling. Oh my goodness. You are not accidental. Existence needs you. Without you, something will be missing in existence, and nobody can replace it. That's what gives you dignity. That the whole existence will miss you. The stars and sun and moon, the trees and birds and earth. Everything in the universe will feel a small place is vacant, which cannot be filled by anybody except you. This gives you a tremendous joy, a fulfillment that you are related to existence. And existence cares for you. Once you are clean and clear, you can see tremendous love falling on you from all dimensions. So that's the sweet part. I'm going to try to read something that's, well, this is Egyptian Book of the Dead. This is a little, it's just more dramatic. I flew straight out of heaven, a mad bird full of secrets. I came into being as I came into being. I grew as I grew, I changed as I change. My mind is fire, my soul fire. I rise through ochre smoke into black air enclosed in a shower of stars. I am what I've made. I am the seed of every god, beautiful as evening, hard as light. I am forever. On earth and in heaven I am. This is my body, my work. This is my deliverance. Generation after generation I create myself. It is never easy. Long nights I waited, lost in myself, considering the stars. I wage a battle against darkness, against my own ignorance, my resistance to change, my sentimental love for my own folly. Perfection is a difficult task. I lose and find my way over again. One task done gives rise to others. There is no end to the work left to do. That is harsh eternity. There is no end to becoming. I live forever striving for perfection. I praise the moment I die in fire, for the veils of illusion burn with me. I see how hard we strive for truth, and once attained, how easily we forget it. I hold that fire as long as I can. My nose fills with the smell of seared flesh, the acrid smoke of death. So that years from now, I might look on that scar and remember how it was to hold the light, how it was to die and come again radiant as light, walking on sand. I am satisfied with my birth and the fate to which it led me. I do not regret the discomforts and terrors of my mortality any more than I regret the company of angels. I have entered fire, I become invisible, yet I breathe in the flow of sun, in the eyes of children, and the light that animates dawn. I am the God in the world in everything, even in darkness. You have not seen me, you have not looked. I am the fire that burns you, that burns in you. To live is to die 1,000 deaths. There is only one fire, one eternity. My love, thank you for playing the game of life like it was real. That's all I got.
So, I hope other people have really funny stories, because there's a lot of really funny stories and sad stories, and
So, baby, we got you. We love you. Oh, you're perfect.
oh yes.
Okay, not allowed to keep it in Ray, and I'll agree. Don't look like somebody to be friends with Ray, but Ray was first an employee in another part of the plant. Yes, Jonathan. I don't know how many years he worked there. I worked with Ray at Ethanol. At one point, he came up to me and said, "I thought you were really a fish." And I said, "He didn't have to be, okay? And that's okay, but we became friends. And then he became my employee later, because he worked for other people. Ray was so much energy, waves of energy. That's what I bring with me about Ray, and I think we all do. The energy that man had, that he could bring, either the highs or the lows. And being his boss, sometimes I had to like, "Buddy, calm down." Calm down. And other times you're like, "Ray, it's gonna be okay." You know, and we've all been there with Ray, right? Okay? Energy never dies. Like this. Energy never dies. I walked in this building, I had to go over there. My heart was pounding. I had to sit 5 or 10 minutes and just, it's okay. Because the energy in this room is amazing. And we carry a bit of Ray all with us. All that energy never dies. A flower makes a seed, goes in the ground, makes another flower. I mean, we carry that. We carry Ray's energy with us, every single one of us. Yeah, his physical being is gone, but that energy is not. And it never will be gone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Me and Teresa are going to come up. I actually want to set up a little seating scenario, so you want to go
Okay.
first? Yeah, you go first.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm a little nervous about this because I don't have anything prepared or anything, but I met Ray because my sister was in middle school, and she said to me, there's this weird guy, you need to meet him. I think you can get along with him. So I actually met Ray through the bus window because the high school bus used to stop at the middle school. And he had waited outside of the bus with my sister to meet me. Because my sister was like, oh, you'll like this guy, he's weird. So, so that was my introduction to Ray, and it was 1984, he was in 8th grade still. And like I said, I met him through the window, and we spent that whole summer, I babysat, and I was not supposed to have boys over. But Ray was there every day. And he would come over, and he would just, you know, we'd have the music going, and like, he didn't really care that I had kids that I was supposed to be watching, because, you know, that's just how Ray was. And like if I was, I remember one time I was on the phone with Rob, and he was jealous because I was not paying all my attention to him. So he ran back to his house because I was not too far from your house. And here I am pushing the stroller with the baby in it, dragging the other kids with me. He's out on the roof in back of your house, threatening to jump because I'm not paying attention. And I'm talking him down. I've got the babies, you know, and I'm like, you need to come down. No, I'm not going to come down, you know, in his typical Ray way, you know. But he was always very over the top, and he was a handful. But he was so worth it. He was just so fun. You never, ever could be with Ray and not feel loved. You just couldn't. There was no way, you know. And I can remember just so many, like, just silly little stories. Like I was telling Tony the other day, he was at my dad's house with me, and
Dog.
with a I had a Doberman, and of course these guys were like, oh, don't get the dog.
Scared as hell. Okay.
But we were outside, and I told him there's wild dogs, we're going to have to be careful, because if, you know, they come around, we'll have to run back in the house. But I was barefoot, because I was always barefoot in the middle of nowhere. And so he decided he was going to be barefoot, but, you know, his tender little feet, he's like this, tiptoeing across the road, you know. I was like, how do you do this? You know? And I was like, the dogs are coming, we need to go. And he's like, don't leave. He was just always very animated and always a love. You know, he just really, he really was. And it's just such a devastating loss, because we were just talking, OMD is touring, we're like, oh, OMD is going to be in the city, we need to go. We were making plans, you know. Oh, when you go down, let me know, we'll get tickets and we'll go. We're going to go see OMD this year. I'm going to go see OMD, you know. I'm going to think of Ray when I'm there. So, you know, I have some pictures I got to show you later, but
Absolutely.
yeah. But, you know, Tony and I were talking, we're like, can't do this by ourselves, we're going to go.
Yeah, because I was like, what? But I'll do this one, okay? I've known Ray since 84, 85. I remember showing up on Crescent Place and going up the steps, and on the left, up the steps, was a bunch of 45s of Go-Go's, and I was like, who's that? And that was Vicky's room. And then in the back, of course, was the bathroom where we all used to do our hair and get all punked up. And I remember a lot of memories. I had a lot of memories with you, Vic, and with Ray. But one of them really stuck out. 1987, Ray was like, Tony, we've got to go on an airplane ride together. And I was like, okay. And he was like, okay, you need to get like $300. And I'm like, what? Where am I going to get the money? He's like, I don't know, we'll open your mom's purse. I was like, what? How can I do this? He's like, come on, your parents work at IBM. I was like, okay, so I did. And actually, in 1987, in the summer, Ray and I went to the airport to actually fly to Boston to visit his sister who was going to school. And that was actually my first time in Boston, but before we got there, we're in the Binghamton airport, okay? And then we're in the airport, okay, and then there's like this little small airplane that's like outside. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me, Ray, we can't do this. But let me back up. We're in the airport and Ray has all the jewelry on and the necklaces. And I'm like, Ray, that's never going to get through the customs. Or, you know, and he's like, no problem. He opened up like a little box, a little cute little box, put all his jewelry in. And I was like, oh my God, we're going to get through. So we paid for this flight. We're on the plane, and then I'm sitting, I think I was on this side.
Oh my God.
And this was a little airplane that was like maybe 20 seats from Binghamton to Boston. And we're sitting, it's a little one aisle, so we're ducking to get in. And Him and I sat in the back, thank you, Lord, because all in front of us was all businessmen, all IBMers, and him and I are all punked up and looking punked up. And we're sitting, and all the planes going up, and he's like, Tony, this is amazing. And like back then, we didn't really have like, something to videotape, but we're sitting there, and then I am like sitting there, and I'm nervous as hell. This plane's bouncing away, on the way to Boston. And I'm looking up going, okay, what is that? Oh, there's like a light thing. And Ray's like kind of looking out the window and I'm playing. And I turned on the air thing. And it turned to Ray and he screamed. He screamed. And then all those assholes that were in the front were looking back like, what the fuck were you guys like, all pissed off at us. And I'm like, what? But we had a great flight. We landed in Boston. Vicky, totally.
I love this.
That air hit him, he was screaming. Okay, so totally. He was screaming going, he thought I opened the window. He thought I opened the window. Totally. But Vicky, I have a lot of memories coming and visiting you in Boston.
Yes.
I love you so much and I miss Ray.
I love you. I know you do, Tony. I picture you 15 walking in that house. You two, you're cutie pie.
When I talk to him on the phone, I see the hair, it's like, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys are all just being cool. Like sometimes it'd be like you just stopped in my room, it's just like, I can't even know why. Like, you just pop, sometimes you just have this face like, like it was like a layover, like, I just hang out with Vicky for 5 minutes. Just for sympathy going right before I go into the fun room over there with the fun music. It's like, let's see, what I mean? But it's just sweet. It was like a little piece of that, you know what I mean? And just, even Lisa, my best friend I grew up with, I've known her for so long now, it's ridiculous. I can't even tell people at work because my employees are so young. I'm like, you know, sorry, that long? I'm not even alive that long. I'm like, and you're fired. It's like, she would sit there and talk about how cool it was hanging out in Ray's room. And I remember the same thing. I guess it's just a sister-brother thing. You feel this possession. I'm like, and I had you open in the other room, go, pfft. You're like, what? Go over here. You're like, I'm just hanging out with Ray a little bit. I'm like, you're my friend. Like, I mean, it's just like, it was just so, you look at it now, I guess at the time that was like a 4-alarm fire or something. So it was really exciting, like if Jenny Pitt stopped by the room or Tony would hang out with me. He thought I was cool enough to hang out with for more than a minute and a half or something. Teresa came over, so I was like, Teresa Bean's coming over, okay, great. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna be listening to some music in my room. I'm like, of course you are. I'll be the girl with the plunger next to the door. Fine. Try not to slow your roll, you know what I mean? So, but yes, I do. I just can't believe you guys even sit here. And I know you have there's so much. I can only imagine.
Thick. A lot of memories.
When you come here, how do you just pick something to share, you know what I mean? And just, I mean.
I just can't believe he's
you and I were on the phone the other day for 4 hours. I mean, I've never talked to that.
4 hours.
I've never even talked to anybody that long in my entire life. I know.
Ray was like that too on the phone though. Like I remember getting home from school and we'd be on the phone watching Thundercats together. We'd be like, oh man, did you see Panther? Wow, Yeah, that's what we did. We just hang out talking on the phone.
Yeah, those are the days too. And there's a patience that like even if you were watching the same show together, it was like you experienced it with a friend, right? It's like really very special. And by the way, yeah, you guys were finding that trip. Raymond, you're right here, his. All of a sudden, we're on a subway car and you're both speaking.
Oh no! Once we got into Boston,
accent.
how are we getting to your place? With all those trains, with all those train connections.
I know, you guys went into full skip mode. Like there was like 2 Englishmen.
And we started talking
yeah.
from England. I was like, Ray, what are we doing? He's like, just keep going. And I'm like, what are we doing? That was a lot of fun memories.
Yes, you guys know Raymond's a plane enthusiast, and I feel like see my friend over here, she has a special agent with the FBI, so I still feel funny when I say these things, but anytime I was getting on a plane, like most of your friends like, dude, have a safe trip, call me there, and Raymond's like, make sure you steal the security cards! So I'm literally feel like I'm just like, okay, I'm like sitting there looking at the people look at me, and they're like, let's see, this is the Embraer 175, did I get him that card already? I'm like, oh, I'm actually going to Holland, I know he doesn't have this shit. And I got banned a couple times, when people look at you, they probably want to like yell at you, and I'm like, oh, I thought I was grabbing the barf bag. I mean, I would just lie or anything. Like, you understand? If I don't bring home the security cards, I'm in trouble, right? You know what I mean, Tony?
You got mine from Jacksonville?
I did
on
bring
your
them.
trip up?
Yes, I stole them all the way up here. Yes, I did. I'm still having.
Because I don't have the Embraers.
I know. I was in a new plane the other day. We'll talk about that too. All leather, new. Yes, I did. With everything else going on, I knew it. I was like, Tony, I need photos of this plane.
Oh, Vic, I love you.
Yeah. Oh my God. Just yeah, I just seeing you guys up here together too, and then is just, that's what I mean, and I meet these beautiful new people that and I know you weren't new to Ray, Carol and Aaron, so just new to me, you know, and then, and just thinking like there's so much, the common denominator, you know what I mean, and
I have to tell one more story.
Please.
Last time we saw Ray, we were at Colleen's house, and what were we together for?
Dave was in town.
Oh, that's right, Peanut was
Father
here.
ill.
So
He
we're
was
here,
in town, we
and,
were together.
and I got there late because my husband and I were at a movie in Ithaca. So I came walking in, and he runs over and he hugs me, and then next thing I know, he's like this, and he's dragging me off to the bathroom. And
Like
shut the
always.
door. He said, "Oh my God, I have to talk to you." You know, and it was just so typical Ray that it was just, you know, so special because I'm like, all right, I'm in the Ray.
Again.
But he, you know, he did. He just the first thing off to the bathroom we go. I have to talk to you. Not, I mean, he couldn't talk to me in front of anybody else. He had to
That's
talk to me in the bathroom.
that's right.
So yeah, and I thank you so much, Carol, she got pictures of us hugging when I first got there, and they are so special to me, especially now. And I just appreciate it so much. Thank you, Carol.
Yeah, I felt it too, looking at them, I missed you, and like I said, it's something special, none of us want to be here, but when you see somebody and then you can go back that many years and just like, just feeling like your light in our house with Ray, and just this like, how cool, people finding each other, just like all, and then just thinking, I don't know, I felt something too, you know what I mean, I know that was your moment with Ray, but I just thought like, I knew that I could see that. Good to hear you say it. It seemed like it was a very special
Yeah,
moment.
like we used to have like our own little thing because my sister's also named Vicky, so we never had sisters. We had Vickies.
Yes.
That was the thing. We don't have sisters. We have Vickies. You know, so he'd be like, "What's your Vicky up to?" I'm like, "Oh, you know, whatever. What's your Vicky up to?" You know, that's how it was
That's cute.
because we
No,
had Vickies. We
okay.
had sisters.
That's awesome.
So.
These boards are absolutely
Yes.
stunning.
Carol
These
and
are-
Jenny, you did a good job.
This is
I'm sorry.
absolutely stunning.
Jennifer.
You can call him whatever you want.
Wow.
All right, I'm done.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm
Jen,
leaving you.
these are absolutely stunning.
Colleen.
I can't go up, I can't go up front.
You wanna
but
stay there?
I'll
Oh, that's a good
speak,
idea.
I have to stay in this meeting.
Yes.
So many of the things.
Oh, no.
Daisy! I can't yell at her, she'll yell back at me.
Wow. I thought that was you, Vicky Batters.
I was like, oh no, she's very comfortable. Vic, so many of the things that you've said about the mischief that Raymond was, I saw so many times. I wasn't involved, not involved in, but I was there many times when he went in your room. She'll never fucking know. Or, come on, Ray, quick, we're gonna miss the bus. Wait, I gotta hit my mom's purse.
I know.
So you know, he's like, and we'd come home the next day or something after hanging out God knows where for 24 to 48 hours downtown, and Rosalie would be like, Raymond! I was like, here it goes. She found that the money was missing. And then the bus, there's so many times that he and I would wait for the bus, and the BC Transit, how they hated any of us when we would get on the bus, especially if it was nice out and Raymond had his boombox, and we were going from bus to bus and blaring a Holiday in Cambodia, pissing off everyone else on the bus. Can you make him turn that down? And he'd just look at him and say, you know, and we just sat there and just didn't give a damn. Yeah, and oh. And now he's gone for exactly the reason why.